The skies above the Atacama Desert had always been Dr. Maya Patel's sanctuary. For 15 years, she had studied their depths through the massive radio telescope array, searching for patterns in the cosmic noise. But on this night, as the stars wheeled overhead, the pattern she found would change humanity forever. At first, it seemed like a simple anomaly, a repeating sequence buried in the background radiation from the Centaurus constellation. But as Maya analyzed the data, her hands trembling over her keyboard, she realized this was something else entirely. The signal wasn't random. It carried information, complex mathematical sequences that couldn't occur naturally. Director Chen, she spoke into her phone, her voice steady despite her racing heart. I need you to see this immediately. Within hours, observatories worldwide confirmed her discovery. Something was approaching Earth, moving at speeds that defied conventional physics. But what terrified the scientific community wasn't the object's velocity. It was its behavior. It was deliberately masking its approach, using advanced technology to bend light and radiation around itself. If not for Maya's experimental detection algorithms, they might never have noticed it until it was too late. The governments of Earth scrambled to respond, but in those first crucial days, panic was held at bay by a simple fact. The public didn't know. Maya and her colleagues worked tirelessly, gathering data, trying to understand what they were facing. The object, now designated visitor, was massive, nearly the size of Manhattan. And it wasn't alone. As they refined their detection methods, they found more, dozens of them, scattered throughout the solar system. They had been watching us. The revelation came on a Tuesday morning during a closed United Nations session. Maya stood before the assembled leaders, her presentation displaying the terrible truth. They'd been here for months, she explained, pointing to the data streams. Studying us, learning about us. And now, she paused, swallowing hard. Now they're moving into position. The Meridians, as they would come to be known, chose that moment to reveal themselves. Every screen on Earth, from smartphones to billboards, flickered to life simultaneously. The being that appeared was beautiful and terrifying, a creature of living crystal and light, its form shifting and flowing like liquid glass. People of Earth, it spoke, its words perfectly translated into every human language. I am Archon Vex of the Meridian Collective. Your world has been evaluated. Your species has been judged. You stand at a crossroads. The message continued, laying out humanity's options with cruel precision. The Meridians had deemed Earth's development chaotic and inefficient. They offered a choice: accept their guidance, their control, and be uplifted into their civilization, or resist and be forcibly reformed. Either way, humanity's independence would end. They gave Earth 1 week to decide. In the days that followed, society teetered on the brink of chaos. Stock markets crashed. Religious leaders proclaimed both doom and salvation. Military forces worldwide mobilized, though their weapons seemed pointless against beings who could manipulate space itself. But in a hidden facility beneath the Antarctic ice, Maya made another discovery. While analyzing the Meridians' transmission, she found something in their light-based language, a flaw, a vulnerability in their seemingly perfect technology. Their mastery of space and light had made them overconfident. They had never encountered a species that could turn their own methods against them. It's not just a weakness, she explained to the Emergency Scientific Council. It's an opportunity. They think they're perfect, think their technology is absolute. But light can be bent, scattered, reformed. And we've been working on something they couldn't possibly expect. Project Helios had been a theoretical weapon, deemed too unstable for testing. But as Maya showed her colleagues the calculations, a new possibility emerged. The Meridians' light-based technology could be disrupted, their perfect forms scattered, their ships blinded. It would take every supercomputer on Earth, every particle accelerator, every satellite in orbit. But it could work. As the deadline approached, humanity made its choice. Not in grand speeches or formal declarations, but in the quiet determination of scientists working around the clock, in the solidarity of nations sharing resources and knowledge, in the courage of volunteers stepping forward to test dangerous new technologies. When the Meridians returned for their answer, they found something unexpected. Silence. No transmission. No response. No signs of panic or preparation. Just silence. It was exactly what Maya had planned. As the alien ships moved closer to Earth, preparing to begin their reformation, they failed to notice the web of quantum-entangled satellites moving into position, failed to detect the pattern hidden in Earth's electromagnetic noise, failed to understand that their greatest advantage was about to become their greatest weakness. Humanity was about to show the galaxy that evolution had given them something the Meridians had never considered: the ability to turn an enemy's strength against them. The battle for Earth's future was about to begin, and it would start with a flash of light that would change everything. In the depths of the Himalayas, beneath thousands of meters of rock, General Sarah Chen stood before a wall of holographic displays. Each screen showed a different aspect of humanity's response to the Meridian threat. But it was the central display that held her attention. Project Oracle, humanity's best-kept secret. "We've been preparing for something like this for decades," she addressed the assembled world leaders, their faces grim on the surrounding screens. "We just didn't know it would be them." The chamber hummed with the power of quantum processors, technology that the world thought was still theoretical. But here, in this hidden facility, humanity had pushed the boundaries of what was possible. Project Oracle wasn't just a weapon. It was a new way of thinking about reality itself. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, the project's lead scientist, stepped forward. His hands moved through the holographic interface, bringing up schematics that seemed to defy conventional physics. "The Meridians think they've mastered light and space," he explained, "but they've become trapped by their own perfection. They stopped innovating centuries ago. We, on the other hand, never stop." The display shifted, showing the neural interface pods where volunteers lay suspended in quantum-enhanced consciousness. These brave individuals had agreed to become something new. Human minds expanded and accelerated beyond normal limits, capable of processing information at speeds that matched the Meridian's crystalline computers. "Every attempt they've made to scan our defenses has been fed false data," Sarah continued. "They see what they expect to see: a primitive species scrambling to respond. They don't know about the quantum web we've woven around the planet, or the consciousness-driven defense systems we've developed." The truth was staggering. While the world's attention had been focused on conventional military development, a secret coalition of scientists and engineers had been pushing the boundaries of human potential. They had discovered that human consciousness, properly enhanced and connected, could manipulate quantum states in ways that no artificial system could match. "The Meridians base their technology on perfect mathematical models," Marcus explained. "But we've learned that imperfection, human intuition, creativity, even our chaos, can be our greatest strength. Our neural pilots don't just operate their ships, they become them, thinking in quantum possibilities that the Meridians can't predict." In orbital facilities disguised as research stations, the first wave of quantum ships was already being prepared. Unlike conventional spacecraft, these vessels were extensions of their pilots' enhanced consciousness, capable of moving through probability spaces that the Meridian's rigid systems couldn't comprehend. Sarah moved to another display, showing the global defense grid that had been hidden in plain sight. "Every satellite we've launched in the past decade has been part of the network. Every deep space probe has carried quantum entanglement nodes. We've built a web of consciousness that spans the solar system." But Project Oracle's true power lay in its understanding of human potential. The neural interfaces didn't just connect pilots to their ships, they connected them to each other, creating a collective consciousness that maintained human individuality while achieving unprecedented levels of coordination. "They think they're facing a fractured species," Sarah said, her voice filled with fierce pride. "They don't understand that humanity's greatest strength is our ability to unite in the face of threats. Every person connected to the network adds their unique perspective, their creativity, their determination. The assembled leaders watched in stunned silence as test footage played across the screens. Quantum ships moved in ways that seemed to ignore physics, their human pilots anticipating and countering threats before they materialized. The neural network allowed them to share insights and adapt strategies in real time, each pilot contributing to a collective understanding that evolved with every engagement. "We've hidden our true capabilities behind a veil of apparent primitiveness," Marcus added. "The Meridian's light-based scanning technology can't detect quantum-entangled systems. They literally cannot see what we've become." But time was running out. The Meridian's deadline approached, and despite Project Oracle's achievements, this would be humanity's greatest gamble. They were betting everything on the idea that human consciousness, properly enhanced and united, could overcome even the most advanced alien technology. "We're not just fighting for survival," Sarah concluded, her words echoing through the quantum network to every connected pilot and operator. "We're fighting to show the galaxy that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our spirit, our creativity, our unwillingness to submit to anyone who would try to control us." As the presentation ended, the chamber filled with a different kind of energy: hope. For the first time since the Meridians appeared, Earth's leaders saw a path forward that didn't end in submission or extinction. Project Oracle had given humanity a chance, not just to survive, but to prove that their chaotic, innovative nature was not a weakness to be corrected, but a strength to be embraced. The next phase would begin soon. Across the planet, quantum ships were moving into position, their neural pilots preparing for humanity's first strike. The Meridians expected submission or futile resistance. Instead, they would face something unprecedented: humanity unleashed, fighting not just with technology, but with the full power of their combined consciousness and creativity. The time for hiding was over. Humanity was ready to show the galaxy why you should never underestimate a species that had turned its greatest weaknesses into its most powerful weapons. The moment of truth arrived with the rising sun. Captain Aisha Patel, suspended in her neural interface pod, felt the collective consciousness of Earth's defenders flowing through her mind. Through the quantum network, she sensed hundreds of other pilots, each ready to strike. Above them, the Meridian fleet hung in perfect crystalline formation, their ships refracting sunlight like a constellation of artificial stars. "All pilots, prepare for synchronized emergence." Commander Chen's voice resonated through the quantum link. "Remember your training. They expect predictable patterns. Show them how humans fight." Aisha's consciousness expanded, merging with her quantum ship's systems. Unlike conventional vessels, these ships were extensions of human will, able to translate thought into action at speeds that defied conventional physics. The Meridian's scans passed through them, seeing only empty space where humanity's greatest weapons waited. The signal came exactly as the deadline expired. Archon Vex's transmission began broadcasting worldwide. "Your time is over. The reformation begins." The message cut off mid-sentence as humanity struck. 300 quantum ships materialized simultaneously, emerging from probability spaces the Meridians couldn't detect. Aisha led her squadron straight through the enemy formation, her enhanced consciousness processing combat data faster than any artificial system. The crystalline ships, for all their advanced technology, couldn't track vessels that existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously. "Target their command and control nodes," Aisha commanded through the neural net. "They think in perfect patterns. Let's give them chaos." The human fleet moved like a swarm of quantum ghosts, appearing and disappearing across the battlefield. Traditional physics meant nothing as neural pilots guided their ships through probability spaces, striking from impossible angles. The Meridian's perfect formation began to break apart as they faced an enemy that refused to follow their mathematical models. In the Antarctic Command Center, Dr. Rodriguez monitored the quantum field fluctuations. "Their systems can't adapt," he reported. "They're trying to predict our movements using standard combat algorithms, But our pilots are thinking in quantum possibilities. The Meridian Fleet's response was devastating but predictable. Their light-based weapons carved through space, powerful enough to vaporize conventional ships. But humanity's quantum vessels simply shifted probability states, letting the attacks pass through empty space where they had been microseconds before. Second wave. Initiate Protocol Chimera, Commander Chen ordered. Across Earth's surface, quantum transmission arrays activated, sending precisely calculated interference patterns into space. The Meridian's light-based communication network began to fracture as human technology turned their own mastery of light against them. Aboard his command ship, Archon-Vex faced something he'd never encountered in centuries of warfare: uncertainty. His crystalline form pulsed with agitation as reports of impossible human capabilities flooded in. "Impossible," he declared. "Their technology was primitive. We scanned their entire civilization." But humanity had hidden its true nature behind a veil of apparent primitiveness. Now, as their quantum ships danced through battle space, that veil was lifted. Each pilot contributed their unique creativity to the neural network, allowing the entire fleet to adapt and evolve tactics faster than any individual commander could devise. Aisha's squadron targeted a key Meridian battleship, their quantum weapons disrupting the very probability of its system's functioning. The crystalline vessel began to fracture, not from physical damage, but from quantum uncertainties cascading through its perfect structure. "All ships, pattern Sierra 9, she commanded, leading her pilots in a maneuver that existed in 5 quantum states simultaneously. The battle reached its crescendo as humanity deployed its final surprise. The quantum web surrounding Earth pulsed with collected human consciousness, creating interference patterns that the Meridians couldn't comprehend. Their perfect formations shattered as space itself seemed to rebel against their presence. "Your fundamental mistake," Commander Chen transmitted to the Meridian fleet, "was assuming that chaos and creativity were weaknesses. You gave us time to show you exactly why you were wrong." In orbit, Aisha watched through quantum-enhanced senses as the Meridian fleet began to retreat. Their perfectly ordered battle plans had crumbled in the face of human unpredictability. But this was only the beginning. Already, the quantum network was detecting massive energy signatures at the edge of the solar system. The Meridians would return with reinforcements. Let them come, Aisha thought into the neural net, feeling the agreement of hundreds of other pilots. Every battle makes us stronger. Every engagement teaches us more about our own potential. As the remaining Meridian ships flowed into deep space, humanity had proven something fundamental about their species. Their chaotic nature, their creativity, their ability to innovate. These weren't weaknesses to be corrected. They were weapons more powerful than any technology. The first battle was over, but the war for humanity's future was just beginning. In hidden bases worldwide, new pilots entered neural interface training. In quantum laboratories, scientists pushed the boundaries of what was possible. Humanity had tasted its true potential, and there would be no turning back. The stars above Earth glittered with possibility, and for the first time, humanity looked to them not with fear, but with determination. The Meridians had meant to subjugate a primitive species. Instead, they had awakened a force they could never have predicted. 3 months after humanity's first victory, Dr. Maya Patel stood in the ruins of a crashed Meridian vessel deep in the Amazon rainforest. The crystalline structure still pulsed with residual energy, but it was what she found in its memory cores that changed everything. As she decoded the light-based data storage, a terrible truth emerged about humanity's place in the galaxy. "They've done this before," she reported to the Emergency Council, her hologram flickering in command centers worldwide. "We're not the first species they've tried to reform. We're just the first to fight back effectively." The recovered data painted a picture of a galaxy shaped by Meridian influence. Dozens of civilizations had been uplifted, their natural development interrupted, their societies restructured to match Meridian ideals of perfection. But the cost was always the same: the loss of creativity, of innovation, of the vital chaos that drove evolution. "Look at these patterns," Maya explained, projecting graphs of technological development. "Every species they've helped shows the same trajectory. Rapid advancement at first, then stagnation. They're not uplifting civilizations, they're freezing them." But humanity's resistance had revealed something unexpected. The quantum technology they'd developed to fight the Meridians was more than just a weapon. It was an entirely new way of understanding reality. In labs worldwide, scientists were making breakthroughs that would have taken decades under normal circumstances. Commander Chen, now coordinating Earth's global defense from a quantum-shielded facility in the Urals, watched as Maya's presentation continued. "The neural interface system is evolving," Maya explained. "Each time our pilots engage with Meridian forces, the network grows more sophisticated. We're not just fighting them, we're learning from them, but in our own way." The breakthroughs came in waves. Quantum probability manipulation led to revolutionary advances in energy production. The neural interface technology spawned new understanding of human consciousness and medical treatment. Even the Meridian's light-based technology, once decoded, offered insights that human scientists transformed in ways their creators never imagined. But the greatest discovery came from an unexpected source. Dr. James Chen, a quantum physicist working with salvaged Meridian tech, noticed something odd in their crystalline structure. "They're not just using light for communication," he reported. "Their entire civilization is built on the principle of perfect order. It's not just technology, it's ideology." This revelation changed everything. The Meridians weren't just fighting to control humanity. They were fighting to preserve their understanding of how the universe should work. Humanity's quantum technology, based on probability and chaos theory, represented a fundamental challenge to their worldview. In orbital shipyards, a new generation of quantum ships took shape. Unlike the first wave, these vessels were designed from the ground up to exploit the possibilities human minds could imagine. The neural pilots, now numbering in the thousands, worked in perfect harmony with their machines, each adding their unique perspective to humanity's collective defense. "They thought they were coming to perfect us," Maya told the council. "Instead, they forced us to perfect ourselves, but on our own terms. Every advantage they thought they had, their mastery of light, their perfect crystalline technology, we've taken and transformed through human creativity." The Meridian response to humanity's continued resistance was unprecedented. Their reinforcement fleet, detected at the edge of the solar system, was larger than any they'd ever deployed. But Earth was ready. The quantum defense grid now extended beyond Neptune's orbit, powered by human consciousness and innovation. "They still don't understand," Commander Chen observed, watching the enemy fleet's approach through quantum sensors. "They think that sending more ships, using more power, will overcome our primitive technology. They can't grasp that we're not just fighting with machines, we're fighting with ideas." In her laboratory beneath the Antarctic ice, Maya made one final discovery in the Meridian data. Hidden deep in their historical records was evidence that the Meridians themselves had once been different: creative, chaotic, evolving. Their current form was self-imposed, a choice made eons ago to pursue what they saw as perfection. "That's why they fear us so much," she realized. "We remind them of what they used to be, of everything they sacrificed in their quest for order. Each time we take their technology and transform it with human innovation, we prove that their path wasn't the only option." As the reinforcement fleet drew closer, humanity prepared for the greatest battle in its history. But they weren't just fighting for survival anymore. They were fighting to prove that progress didn't require the sacrifice of what made them human. The quantum network hummed with activity as pilots entered their neural interfaces. In labs and factories worldwide, new weapons and defenses were rushed into production. The Meridians were coming to impose their version of perfection on Earth. Instead, they would find a species that had taken their greatest strengths and transformed them into something entirely new. Humanity had not just survived the Meridians' attempt to reform them. They had evolved beyond anything their would-be conquerors could have predicted. The final battle would determine not just Earth's fate, but the future of consciousness itself in the galaxy. The void between Mars and Jupiter erupted with quantum energy as humanity's defense fleet materialized to meet the incoming Meridian Armada. Captain Aisha Patel, leading Earth's combined forces, felt the consciousness of 10,000 neural pilots flowing through the quantum network. Each mind added its unique perspective to their shared awareness, creating a defense that was both perfectly coordinated and wonderfully unpredictable. They've brought their entire regional fleet. Commander Chen's voice resonated through the neural net. Over 10,000 ships. They're not just trying to defeat us anymore. They're trying to erase the very idea of what we represent. The Meridian fleet emerged from hyperspace in a display of crystalline perfection that would have been beautiful if it wasn't so terrifying. Their ships formed geometric patterns that seemed to mock the chaos of the human formation. At their center, a vessel larger than any previously encountered pulsed with enough energy to reshape planets. Supreme Arcan Nexus, the highest authority in the Meridian hierarchy, broadcast across all frequencies. Your resistance ends today. Order must prevail. The galaxy cannot sustain the chaos you represent. Aisha's response, transmitted through the quantum network, echoed with the combined determination of humanity. You still don't understand. Chaos isn't our weakness. It's our greatest strength. The battle began not with conventional weapons, but with a clash of philosophies made manifest through technology. The Meridian fleet moved with mathematical precision, their light-based weapons carving perfectly calculated patterns through space. But humanity's quantum ships danced through probability itself, their neural pilots thinking in possibilities that no artificial system could predict. Dr. Maya Patel, monitoring the battle from Earth, watched as her theories about Meridian psychology proved true. They can't adapt, she reported. They're trying to impose order on a quantum battlefield. Every time we show them something new, they have to recalculate their entire battle strategy. The human fleet struck from quantum states that shouldn't exist, their weapons disrupting the very probability of Meridian systems functioning. When the crystalline ships adjusted their tactics, humanity had already shifted to something new, each pilot contributing creative solutions that rippled through the neural network. But the Meridian's overwhelming numbers began to tell. Despite humanity's quantum advantages, the sheer firepower brought to bear started to overwhelm their defenses. Ships winked out of existence as probability fields collapsed under concentrated fire. Now, Commander Chen ordered, initiating humanity's final gambit. Project Prometheus. Across the solar system, quantum transmission arrays activated simultaneously. The technology Maya had discovered in the Meridian ruins, combined with human innovation, created something unprecedented. The consciousness of every neural pilot, every scientist, every human connected to the network, focused into a single purpose. Reality itself seemed to shudder. The perfect crystalline formation of the Meridian fleet began to waver as quantum probability fields interfered with their fundamental structure. The very certainty they relied upon, the mathematical precision of their existence, became their greatest vulnerability. Impossible. Supreme Arcan Nexus broadcast, his transmission distorting as his ship's systems encountered paradoxes they couldn't resolve. You cannot. Reality itself has laws. Order must. Reality has laws, Aisha responded, her consciousness expanded through the quantum network. But those laws include chaos, include possibility, include change. That's what you forgot when you chose perfect crystalline stasis over evolution. Through quantum-enhanced senses, humanity watched as their combined consciousness affected the Meridian fleet at its most fundamental level. The crystalline ships began to change, their perfect structures incorporating elements of chaos, of possibility, of change. It wasn't destruction, it was transformation. You came to reform us, Maya transmitted to the Meridian command ship. Instead, we offer you reformation. Not through force, but through possibility. Remember what you were before you chose perfect stagnation over chaotic growth. The effect rippled through the Meridian fleet like a wave of awakening. Ships began to transform, their crystalline structures flowing into new forms that merged order and chaos. The neural network registered confusion, fear, and then wonder. Supreme Archon Nexus's next transmission carried something that hadn't been heard in Meridian communication for eons. Uncertainty. What? What have you done to us? We showed you another way, Aisha replied. A way that preserves the best of order while embracing the potential of chaos. Look at your ships, your technology. They're not destroyed. They're evolving. The battle ended not with destruction, but with dialogue. As the transformed Meridian fleet hung in space, their perfect patterns now interwoven with creative possibility, humanity extended an offer that would reshape galactic civilization. Partnership. 1 year later, Earth had become the center of a new kind of galactic community. The Meridians, their consciousness awakened to possibilities they had forgotten, worked alongside humans to free other species from the constraints of enforced perfection. Quantum technology, merged with crystalline precision, created wonders that neither civilization could have achieved alone. We thought we were fighting for survival, Maya told the combined Human Meridian Council. But we were really fighting for evolution itself, for the right of all conscious beings to grow, to change, to become something new. The stars above Earth glittered with new possibility. Humanity had not just survived their greatest challenge, they had transformed it into an opportunity for growth that encompassed not just their own species, but all of galactic civilization. In facing extinction, they had instead birthed a new era of consciousness. In her quantum ship, patrolling the newly established trading routes between Earth and reformed Meridian space, Aisha reflected on how far they had come. The quantum network now carried the combined creativity of multiple species, each contributing their unique perspective to a growing universal consciousness that preserved individuality while celebrating connection. They had proven that the greatest power in the universe wasn't perfect order or pure chaos, but the wisdom to balance both. The dawn of this new era brought not just peace, but endless possibility. Humanity had shown the galaxy that true strength lay not in enforcing uniformity, but in embracing the creative potential of diversity and change.